What's the Not Your Finest Hour podcast? What is that all? I mean, I've heard stories.
Not Our Finest Hour podcast. I'll have to check out one of these days when I get a minute to listen to it. I've been told it's not for everyone. Just the general reviews I hear on it. It has been getting really good reviews.
And I've never personally listened to it, but I have heard it's not for everyone.
I listened to the Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Just great podcast. I've really enjoyed that.
I'm not endorsing anything. From what Caleb told me, he said, don't endorse anything unless you listen to it first.
I do once in a while listen in, and it's a lot of fun. But I do got to be careful. It is not for everyone.
Caleb Allman is always dropping nugs that it's one of the most value-added shows out there.
Of course, through all the Not Our Finest Hour, you guys poking fun at so much different stuff is absolutely killer.
I don't feel any oppression tonight. In fact, I feel very free. Not Our Finest Hour podcast. Thanks for being here.
I'm Interlock Ian, and I wouldn't fucking miss the Not Our Finest Hour podcast for nothing.
Welcome to the beginning of the podcast being recorded on Monday because of some problem Mike's having.
Monday? Is it?
No, it's not Monday. I'm lost. I'm having a bad week. We're being recorded on Wednesday because of some problem Mike's having. Yeah. I'm having a lot of other problems that are just again. You know, people are trying their hardest, but I was just saying to Kelly, like, in the world of contracting, there's seems to be a path of happiness where people are happy and they make profit and things go well for them. And I feel like there's people that are on that path, and I'm around them and I meet them, and you're like, wow, like that's a great path to be on, you know? Things just seem to fall into place for them, and they buy things and they work and they don't break, and you know. And then there's people who I meet and they're on the choose your own adventure of contracting in the path of half happiness, half sadness. Sometimes there's profit, sometimes there's sadness, sometimes there's happiness. And I think those people are okay too. And then there's the Paver King path, which is every day just get smashed in the face with a hammer over and over and over and over again and wonder why you exist. Most of this week, I have spent being super thankful that every day I inch closer to a heart attack. I know every second that passes, every moment that passes, every hour, every day, I am just inching closer to that heart attack. And that is one of the only things that's brought me joy this week. Like true joy. Just the thought of that. Every day I'm just a little bit closer. It's just that much closer. Some days, I think when there's a lot of stress and problems, it's going faster to get closer. And when I'm stressed and I'm just like, man, this sucks so fucking much, I'm like, be thankful that this is destroying your health and inching you closer to a heart attack.
I'm sure Kelly feels differently.
I think someday she's hoping that she's thankful that she's inching closer to a heart attack.
But is it always on the same day that you're both hoping for a heart attack?
No, we have vastly different problems. We have vastly different problems. Yeah. So.
Oh. So what made you want to have a heart attack this week?
And I tell this, well, several things, but I tell this story with, that say you have to listen to the whole story. So our W990 Kenworth truck, a week ago, I was like, well, 2 weeks, yeah, Monday of last week, we brought it in. It doesn't need to be certified. Nothing needs to be done to it till July. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to park the truck in fucking July. This truck is brand new. How offside could this go? We'll just take it to Kenworth, get them to certify it, right? Because it's fucking brand new truck. So how offside could this go for someone? You're taking a brand new truck to the represent of the manufacturer and getting it certified. So there was
months before it's due.
A few months before it's due, yeah. And we're not busy right now, so I thought, this is great. Like we're not. The truck was sitting.
Yeah.
Truck's sitting, so we're probably not going to lose any revenue. or we're not losing the maximum revenue like we would in July. So we take the truck. Now, the truck has a couple minor things going on. There was an engine light on. That I think Brad scanned it and said there was something up, like a code with one of the cylinders. Periodically, a couple times a week, when you put the truck to turn right, the turn signal light on the dash flashes too fast. Like a light is burned out, but there are no lights burned out and nothing's flashing fast. There's some kind of disconnect between the flashing of the light. This doesn't happen every day. It doesn't happen all the time. This is a minor annoyance. So as we tell this story, remember, minor annoyance, this problem. And for some reason, when Christy was driving it there, the heat stopped working, which is probably an actuator or solenoid or so. I don't know. Anyways, we get it there. We drop it off. So first, they're like, oh, the batteries are cooked in the truck. And I'm like, well, I don't know. It started. It ran at 14 volts the whole way there. Christy ran it. They're like, no, batteries are fried. A couple of them are swollen. They're only charging to 12 volts. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, if the batteries are no good, I don't want to fuck around with batteries in July.
Yeah, the battery's not warranted on a 1-year-old truck, like less than 1-year-old truck.
Technically, it's 2 years old, right? We've had it for 2 years. So,
Okay.
But I did not get the extended warranty, which we've covered a lot. I'm like, cool, man. Whatever.
So $350 in batteries.
No. There's 4 batteries in it. It's $1,000 in batteries. The batteries are $350 each. There's 4 batteries.
Of course.
$1,000 in batteries. Like, whatever. Fine. Cool. And then it needed the oil changed, and it needed the oil changed, and there's something else. What's the other thing that we were paying them to do to it that I knew that was on our dime? Oh, the certification. So the certification, just the standard certification if nothing's wrong, plus the oil change, that's probably worth $1,500, $1,600. It's usually $600 or $700 change oil. So okay, cool. So now we're at $3,000, right?
Yep.
Then the turn signal thing happens, because they said the reason the heat wasn't working was because the batteries were too weak and it couldn't control it or something. And I'm like, cool, man, whatever. That seems, I guess, somewhat reasonable. So they said, oh, the box builder, the people who put the box on the truck, ran the wiring through the cab weird, and that wiring is rubbing on the cab, and there's like some corrosion, and that is what's causing the turn signal to flash too fast. I said, okay. They said they have to like clip the wires and replace them and blah, blah, blah. I said, and then wrap the harness properly. None of that is covered under, it's not Kenworth's responsibility because Kenworth didn't install the box on the truck. And I'm like, cool. This is kind of like when Kenworth wasn't responsible for the chassis last time it was there because Kenworth didn't install the chassis on the truck. I've yet to determine what Kenworth would be responsible for when you buy trucks with them. But anyways, so then to fix that was $1,000 by the time you have the labor and the investigation and looking into it. And I said, okay, sure. All right. And then they said, oh, the manifold is no longer attached to cylinder 6. But that was a warranty issue because they still warranty, I guess, that part of the truck, the motor. Even though Kenworth didn't make the motor, Packard made the motor, and they're all owned by the same. Anyways, they said that's a warranty issue. That needs to be fixed. I said, okay, no problem. So I signed off on the thing, and it was like $4,200 or something to get this thing certified and on the road. I said, okay, cool. I will sign all this stuff, even though I think maybe it doesn't need batteries. And, I will sign it all if I can have the truck back by Friday. They said, sign it. So they email you like a quote now. I clicked all the little boxes, sent it back right away, called the service manager, said I signed it all. He said, great, no problem, perfect. So then Christy called for the truck on Friday. And they said, oh, we're waiting for the O-ring for the DEF. And Christy said, well, why? What is that? Like, that was never a thing. They said, oh, well, we've been having a lot of problems with the O-ring on the DEF tanks of all the trucks. And what happens is the O-ring disintegrates, then dirt gets in the DEF tank, and then it blocks the sprayers, and the whole DEF system gets fucked. So this one looks like it's starting to disintegrate. We need to replace it, but then we didn't have the O-ring, so we have to wait for it. So you can't have the truck back till Saturday. I said, okay, no problem. I'm glad you guys are, I guess, I'm like, does this cost anything? They're like, or Christy said, does this cost anything? They said, nope, it doesn't cost anything, under warranty. Okay, perfect. Then Christy called to get the truck on Saturday, and they said, well, when we were fixing the turn signal issue, we fried some modules in the dashboard, and now the truck, they had the box up of the truck in their shop, and the truck is a brick. It doesn't run. It doesn't start. It's completely dead. They don't really know 100% what's wrong with it. They think the modules are fried, but I don't need to worry because it's only $3,000 a module that I have to pay to fix the truck.
But you didn't fry the modules.
Thank you. So I said, I called my friend Rob. He said, don't yell at these people. It doesn't go well. I said, okay. All right, I'm going to take this I said, okay, let's be fair and reasonable here. I brought you a working truck. It was working, running. They said, yes. I said, so you've charged me now $4,000 to create an undrivable brick in your yard, in your shop, that you can't even get the box to go down or get out of the shop. They said, yes. I said, in any way, is that my responsibility? I didn't create that. This problem of the turn signals was a minor annoyance that happened once or twice a week. And now we have fried modules out of the dashboard. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. I'm like, I never asked for this. And they were like, well, I said, listen, like, if you put an unqualified person on the truck to deal with the wiring respectfully, and this happened, I said, hey, man, like 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago now, Christy was backing up to a carport in Pickering, and the homeowner waved her to come back further and further. And she was like, eh. And the guy's like, no, you can dump. And when she put the box up and the tailgate opened, the top hinge of the tailgate goes up a bit. And the homeowner didn't know that. And it lifted the roof off his carport. So my reaction to that, when that happened, when Christy called me, was to say, okay, I called my buddy who's a general contractor. I said, go to this person's house and fix this fucking carport right now. We destroyed this man's house. It has to be fixed immediately. Drop what you're doing, charge me whatever you need to, and immediately fix this man's fucking house. He said, okay. He went and did it, fixed it that day, sent me a bill for $1,000. I paid it. I didn't make the man responsible for it. My driver is in care and control of that truck. She knows better than to trust some fucking homeowner that doesn't know what they're doing. She just didn't want to get out of the truck that day and thought it would be okay. And when it wasn't, I paid the bill because she works on our team and she's part of our team. And I have to be responsible for the people that we employ. And I said, I need you now to be responsible for the people you employ.
That's a hell of a story. How did you take it?
He said, fair. I said, okay. So then we don't hear anything for a bit. The truck is, dead in there. I said, the truck's also taking up room in your shop. It's dead, taking up a bay. So then he called me yesterday. Mike, I said, yeah. He said, the truck is fixed. I said, okay, cool. He said, after everything this is the most killer thing of all. They replaced, there's like oval lights on the trucks, like sealed beam lights that you plug in, the oval ones. They said they were too dim. Had to be replaced. Couldn't certify it. They're too dim. I was like, okay, I've never heard of that before. As long as the lights are fucking working, but anyways, he called me. He said, all in with tax, the bill came to like $5,300. And I said, fair. because before it was 4,300 plus tax for 53. So obviously I paid for probably these lights that had to go in or something, but I said, that's fair. I'll come get the truck. When I got there, the lady who works the counter, I've never met her before. She's like, "Oh, you're Mike." Blah, blah, blah. I always talk to Christy. I always deal with Christy. I said, "Yeah, all the pundits say I have to distribute the responsibility in my business. So I've distributed the responsibility of dealing with people like you to Christy because I don't do well with it. Or Cody doesn't too." So she said, "Oh, yeah. When your bill came over here yesterday, Clint was like really upset, the manager guy." I said, "Oh, why?" She said, "Well, the bill was $11,000. I was like, "Yeah, I would have like just called up my bank and said, I'm voluntarily having this truck repossessed. Come and get it."
You didn't
Because
have to go anywhere. It's already in the shop.
they already, like, there's always someone that will loan you money just at a higher interest rate.
Yeah.
No matter how much you've bankrupted, no matter how many voluntary, there is always someone that will loan you more money. That's just life. So I'm like, if the bill was $11,000 for this check, it would have been under voluntary repossession. Or I have extra keys for it. I would have just gone and taken it. And then what are you gonna do? Call cops? Because you know what? When the fucking stupid spa didn't pay me 180 grand, the cops didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, true.
So do you think the cops are going to give a fuck if I don't pay Kenworth $11,000? Guarantee the cops are not going to give a fuck about that either. Anyways, the lady that's there, I think her name's Shelly, she went through the entire bill and got to push off $6,000 of it to warranty. I was like, I fucking love you, lady. You're the best. So in the end, the story worked out, but there was a lot of stress. And then we hired a new bin truck driver. Who seems very competent, really nice guy, a lot of experience with vacuum trucks, which are far more complicated than anything we do. So they had that truck out today.
Wait, why do you need another bin truck driver? I thought you were the bin truck driver.
Well, Cody has a point in this year where she's going to be off between 2 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
For some stuff she has to take care of, and I didn't think that me doing it by myself and running the rest of the company was responsible.
Gotcha.
So we got another bin truck driver. I also think that there is some argument that, well, the other thing too is, like, I always drove the bin truck before because we always had shit tons of work. Like, we had more work than we could do.
Yeah.
So I would drive the bin truck because I was like, man, whatever, I'll drive the bin truck and I can kind of manage it. And our guys are pretty self-sufficient. I think I might potentially slow jobs down when I'm on them. So, like, I don't need to be in, like, but there was lots to do. But this year, because we have no work and nothing to do, I was like, okay, if we have 2 bin truck drivers, this might free up some more of my time to keep people from losing their house or me from losing my house. So it would be good if I had some extra time. And we hired a new bin truck driver, tipped the bin truck out today, did a couple bins, went to get this bin in godforsaken middle of nowhere, up like fucking an hour and a half away or an hour and 10 minutes away. They started putting the hook out and the hook stopped vertical and didn't move anymore.
Hmm.
And nothing happens now. It's just fucked. So they drove it back. I'm not mechanically inclined. So I drove to the yard, looked at it. Although I do have a lot of experience with busted fucking hook trucks. So but I don't know what's wrong with it either. It's not a sensor. There's no codes on the fucking controller. Like, I don't, like, the hydraulic pump's not spooling up. Like, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with it. So I called the salesman. Said, hey man. I said, yeah. I said, this truck is fucked. And so then they put me on with some tech guy who's like, yeah, what you have to do is turn on the PTO. I said, well, this is a live PTO, bro. This ain't no non-live PTO. We have established that. And he said, yeah. I said, then you push the stick forward and it'll bring the hook back. I said, yeah, maybe in your world, Mac, but not in this one. Nothing happens. He's like, well, try pushing it backwards. I said, listen, man, I've been fucking around with this thing for 6 hours. I'm trying to be patient. I understand you don't know me. I've had 3 of these fucking multi-lift trucks for old multi-lift trucks for 5 years. I have ripped hooks apart on the side of the highway to get them to work. I know how these things work. I know a lot about these hooks. This thing is fucked. I don't know what's wrong with it, which is rare. He was like, oh. And then he said, is it drivable? I said, yes, it's below 13.5 with the hook vertical because the stinger is not extended. Okay, so we can drive it the way it is. He said, can you bring it to my shop? I said, oh, bro. I said, listen, I'm going to share with you a story of what recently happened to me with another brand new truck I own. He said, okay. I shared the story. I said, do not turn this truck into a brick in your shop. Do not blow up modules and whatever fucking else can happen to this thing. He's like, nope, we won't. We will bring it tomorrow. So tomorrow they're going to take it down there and get it running.
Wow.
Yeah. I've been trying to be like nicer to people, but I've discovered that sometimes it just like you can still not raise your voice, but be really mean to people. And then it's harder for them to. I basically was like, listen, man, I watched the NDP fucking leadership convention this week. So, like, I'm holding up my fucking cis male gender equity card, motherfucker. Fix my truck.
Well, you're the last one to speak.
Yeah, you're the last one to
Yeah.
get serviced.
Yeah.
Last one to get service, man.
You should see all these fucking clowns they have in front of you. There's a fucking bipolar transgender lady with fucking 3 feet and no brain ahead of
Half
you.
a brain.
You
Half a
know?
brain.
Yeah.
We've also been, so we're moving yards. We're moving into my friend's yard at the landscape supply. He has extra space, so we're moving into his yard. And we're taking part of the lower yard. But part of the deal was there would be a participation on everybody's level to get the yard going. His staff would be participating, my staff would be participating, because we need to get out of the other yard as quickly as possible, because that will free up the other owner's opportunity to maybe rent that yard to someone, because obviously he would want the income. And we're friend him and his wife are friends of ours. They've been very good to us, so I want them to have as much opportunity as possible to maintain income. And I also don't want to be moving yards in fucking May.
Understandable.
The participation level on the other side wasn't great. So today I had to like drop the hammer on these fucking people. I'm like, okay, you people need to do this
What
now.
do they need to do to prepare for you to get there?
Well, they were just supposed to have some trucks. There's a lot of trucking and stuff that had to go on, and they were supposed to have some trucks available to do some things that kept not being available. So
What were they doing? Making you a yard? Like, are they
no, the
pulling a
yard
big
was
section or?
no, the yard was someone else's yard, and there's a bunch of junk in it. And we got to get rid of all the junk.
Okay.
There's if you want to see it, we have been doing YouTube videos of the construction of the new yard. So there will be
That's
Favorite
neat.
King YouTube videos of the new yard construction and just general conversation that goes along with it, plus cuts of action. These are much better edited videos than the last Favorite King YouTube series. So we also have a series on restoring the Peterbilt truck that we're doing, where we're
Wow.
going to every single thing we do to the Peterbilt truck, we're going to make videos of it. We're going to post it so people can see, and we're going to track the cost of what this all costs.
Move over, Mr. Beast.
To get this truck. Yeah, no one watches these videos, but I like them because at least they'll be there when I do inevitably have a heart attack. My kids will be able to watch them, and if they miss me, which maybe they will or maybe they won't. So yeah, and we're going to track how much it costs to restore this Peterbilt truck too, which luckily for that truck, the batteries are under the seat, and there's special gel batteries because you can't have acid batteries under the seat. So they were like $650 each.
Oh, that's probably what I have in my Western Star then, because they're in the cab.
Oh, then you have the gel batteries, yeah.
Gel battery is great.
Yeah,
Right.
it sucks to buy those motherfuckers.
So whenever my Freightliner, which we still don't have, by the way, the battery pack was on the passenger side or something. It had to be relocated when they put the hook on. They had to relocate the batteries, and they charged me like $650 or something for it. Like, was it not fine where it was? Things had to be moved to accommodate this fucking hook.
I actually called Brad with the whole battery issue, at the Kenworth dealer because I said, "Hey man, like, are these guys getting paid piecework?" Because I'm looking at the batteries going, maybe they get paid for an hour for something that takes them 10 minutes to do. So then they're like, "Oh, these batteries are no good."
Yeah.
But Brad said they don't get paid like that at that place, so that's not what happened. And I was like, "Okay, well, my conspiracy theory is fucking blown to hell." Oh well. Was hoping for a better result for myself, but it did not happen.
Yeah.
I would say that, like, isn't the moving of the batteries part of the hook installation from the beginning?
Well, I thought so, but apparently not. Like, it didn't go on the hook bill. It went on my bill. But I also asked for a pair of underbody toolboxes, so maybe it had to be moved for them for some reason.
That could have been why. Yeah.
But I never said, I said order me toolboxes that fit the bottom of the truck, not move the battery boxes so you can fit a bigger toolbox there. So I
I
don't know.
wouldn't be upset about having to pay the $650 to move the batteries. I like that's just part of life. If you want to customize things, it costs money. But I would be upset if someone didn't call and tell me that they were moving the batteries.
Yeah, I was never told. But I mean, I also put a lot of faith in people to do their job properly without involving me.
Well, then
So
that's why you get a bill for $650 that you
I
don't know
suppose
about.
so, yeah. But anytime I turn around and try and bill someone $650 to do something properly, it's no way, Chad. That's fucking ridiculous. We're not paying that.
I fucking hear
Okay,
that,
okay,
buddy.
sir. I guess I'll eat it, you fucking arsehole.
There's a right now in my life, there's like a 20-person group chat going on for some one of the guys is having like a an event, and so he started it. The Unilock guy, whoever he is, fake Rob White, because he's not actually Rob White, but he must have Rob White's old phone because in my phone it comes up as Rob White. So then someone said, "That's." I said, "Why is Rob White in this group chat?" And they said, "That's not Rob White. That's the new guy." I said, "Oh, I'll update the contact." So I updated the contact to fake Rob White and then screenshotted it and put it in the group chat. So whoever the new Unilock rep is probably not super pleased with that, but whatever. So I'm in this group chat, and one of the guys made like a sly comment about how bin prices were skyrocketing or something.
And bin prices are my bin prices haven't skyrocketed.
I put
Should I
up the
be
bin price.
adjusting them?
I put up my bin prices. Well, I think it was a shot at me because most of these people in this group chat are my clients. I put up the bin prices $5 this year.
Wow.
Skyrocketing.
I thought of actually I was driving today. I'm like, what if I put the bin prices up $5? Just popped into my head for some reason, but it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not a clean number at $405 a bin. So,
So I, but so I was at 495 and I put them up to um 500, which
oh,
isn't my
that's
preference,
cleaner.
but
Yeah.
I would have rather have been 495 than 525 or something. Whatever. I put them up to 500 to try and recoup some of the fuel. Um, but then I just ignored the slide shot at the bins, and then later in the group chat, someone said, "Oh, I've missed most of this group chat," and I said, "Oh, you missed me getting slagged over the bins or something, the $5 bin charge." And then the other guy who slagged me, but it was like, "Well, that's a coffee and a donut I could have had," like, I guess.
I bet if you kept it at 4.99, it wouldn't be skyrocketing. They'd be okay with it.
Probably that's true. The What's interesting about the whole bin thing is, I would say the average project that we do bins for, like an average project that we do bins for, is one or two bins, three
Yeah.
max. So even if I had put the bins up $50 a bin to try and cover my costs to not go bankrupt, if I was the person getting the bins, I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it's $150. Like I'll just include, like, no one's losing or winning a job over $150. And if your job becomes unprofitable because the bins were $150 more, you have a way bigger problem than my bin prices.
Agreed.
I find the people who get bins love bins. Like, they're on the bin train, you know? It's hard to convert someone to be a bin person, but once you have them buying bins, they fucking want more bins, more bins, more bins. Can you do this one can you get me one here? Can you get me one here? I'm doing a job here. Get me this bin. Like, fuck yeah. Half loads, whatever. Get me more bins. You know? Like, they're just,
Half loads, whatever.
which, yeah. That's a whole other fuck around, half loads. You tell
A real
them,
landscaper doesn't acknowledge half loads.
oh, but a trucker does.
Are you telling me that I don't know what the road can take under my truck? I'm the driver. I can feel the road as I drive, and I know what that road can take. You put up your little sign and you say 5 tons per axle. Who are you, some geek, to be telling me what that road can take under my truck? I know what my truck can do, and I know when my truck's ground pressure is too heavy for the road. You don't need to put up a sign to fucking tell me.
Well, the problem is there's a disconnect between the landscaper and the trucker.
There's definitely a disconnect.
There's definitely a disconnect. And the landscaper, even if he's been doing it for 50 years, he automatically doesn't know how much 3 tons is.
3 yards, yes. 3 tons, no.
Well, he can't make the judgment, right? Because the bin still is overloaded at fucking 5 tons on half loads. I don't think you're barely allowed to fucking haul an SVL 75 in the back of your bin truck on half loads.
Well, technically, I guarantee your bin truck is overweight on the front axle.
Well, yeah.
Right now. Absolutely, it's overweight on the front axle.
Yeah, but the rule is 5 tons per axle. 3 axles, 15 tons. The truck weighs 13.
Well,
12
technically, the rule is 5 tons per axle.
Yes.
And they weigh each axle if they're being dicks.
Well,
it's not an overall weight.
Go out, but
no, it can't. In theory, yeah, the truck can't go out. Yes,
but nobody's
that's the
go out
ridiculousness
then.
of the law.
You know,
it depends where the axle is set. But yours is your axle is guaranteed. Mine are too. I'm not like it's like when you see a boom truck with a boom on the back, the rear axle of that truck is way over before you put anything on it.
Yeah.
If you get a dick who's weighing each axle individually.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, we're doing a couple bins and stuff, but everybody wants more and more, and I'm just like, we can't right now, guys. Like, this is other than the weather, this is greatly impeding our progress to do anything. We just can't get you more right now. We're better off to use the little 5-ton dump trucks than you are to take out the tandem.
Because no one cares.
Yeah, there's no axle limits or no weight limits. It's the limit of the truck with a little dump truck.
Yep.
But
or if you had a dump trailer.
Or if you had a stupid little dump trailer. But the guys who are renting the bins have dump trailers and they don't want to use them. Which is, I think, fucking the smart idea.
I don't think driving things in a dump trailer back and forth to a yard is a productive use of your time either. If you need we have our dump trailers so that if we need a yard of HPB to finish up a job, or we need to pick up a few bags of sand or something, we don't use them as a bulk carrying item.
No,
especially with those baller tarps that are on them.
Yeah, those tarps have to stay. They'll stay nice for so long because you rarely use them. So,
I bumped into a project manager on a job when we were doing a float move, because Jack and I have been bidding a ton of stuff and just winning nothing.
Hey, welcome to the club.
It's been fucking terrible, like terrible. So I bumped into this project manager on a job where we were doing a float move for him, and he said to me, "Oh, that golf club in Richmond Hill, we won that job, and you guys were doing the pavers." And I went, "Oh, okay, great." He's like, "Yeah." And I thought to myself, I think that Jack and Ethan really need a win. I need a win. We all need a win. So this win has been served up to us. Like, this is a win. This guy is the project manager. But we don't have this job on the board because no one's told us that they even won the job from when we bid it last fall. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I'm talking to Jack one day. I said, Jack, send an email. Confirm a schedule or expected timing or something on this job. We could all Sometimes it's nice to just put that first W and then you can start to build on it. And this is one that, I feel like this is something we could grab and hold on to. Jack said, yeah. We sent the email. We got an email back. Yeah, this job, there's a permit delay. It's going to go in the fall. We'll have to review the numbers and see if you got the job. I'm like, what the fuck, man? This was supposed to be the easy win. This was supposed to be the putting it in the bank kind of win. And now it's not. It just became another disappointing sadness. But as I was disappointed and sad, I realized I had clicked seconds closer to a heart attack. And then a joyful happiness came over me.
Like the doomsday clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a call last week from one of our main GCs, and he's like, "You know that paver job that you priced 2 years ago on Pitt Street?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the one that was supposed to go ahead 2 years ago, and then it didn't. And then you asked me last year if the prices were still good, and the price on the pavers have gone up so much that I had to adjust, and it still didn't go through. And then you want to do it again this year?" He's like, "Yeah, I think they're gonna do it this year, like for the third year in a row." He's like, "Can you hold the price?" I'm just like, "For the third year," I said, "if you can get me a PO by the end of April," I said, "I will hold the price. Anything beyond that, and we're gonna have to look at an increase on this again." But it's a $60,000 paver job that's just floating in the air, that it's just waiting to come down. But I can't seem to, it can't seem to happen. They've got millions of, $20 million to spend on this fucking art gallery, but they can't spend $60,000 to the breezeway 2 doors down in pavers. I don't understand. But
Well, maybe you should try and link it to the art gallery so you can get some of that fat art gallery money.
I think that city's pissed. I think it'll do more harm than good trying to rope that in with the art gallery. People are pissed off enough about the art gallery. So
Do you think that people are pissed off enough for change of
no,
political change, or the same mayor will just get reelected?
actually, we're going through the preparations for an election for our local mayor, and both candidates are fucking morons. Like capital R retards.
Instead of opening a tattoo removal shop, maybe your wife should run for mayor.
Do you know what the pay for the mayor is in Cornwall?
No idea.
60,000.
No, I think it's like $30,000.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fucking charity case, man. Like
I don't know. Let's look it up. Let's see.
it's terrible.
Wow. It's a good part-time gig then.
Yeah, if you're retired,
Yeah.
you know.
So you're saying 30,000, Mike? What do you think the mayor makes? You said 60,000.
I say 60,000.
I'm gonna go with 85,000.
Oh, not in Cornwall.
Let's see who's closest. I just put it into Chat GTP.
I don't
Let's see how much the mayor of Cornwall makes. The mayor of Cornwall earns between 60 and 66,000 based on available figures. Base salary before a recent raise was $59,220 a year. Council recently approved an increase of roughly 7,000 to bring it to 66,000 a year. That is much lower than larger cities. Examples: the mayor of Brampton can make well over 100,000. It also sits slightly below the Ontario average mayor pay at 80,000. So,
mind you, they're not worth more than $60,000.
Mike was fucking right. Mike's brain is in tune, like absolutely dialed in. It's almost like he has a software for how much mayors make in Ontario. He's got it dialed in on a fucking spreadsheet. He knows what the mayors are making.
I know the mayor's numbers. What can I say?
Yeah.
But do you know the numbers of how much it costs to get into the heavy equipment show with the not our finest hour code, NOFH code? Do you know what those numbers are, Mike? How much does it cost to get into the heavy equipment show on April 23rd and 24th? What are the numbers on that if you use the code that's in the link below?
The numbers are that? All right, it's 100% off. Completely free. NOFH gets you in for free.
It gets you in for free. So the number is 0.
That's correct.
Even the Cornwall mayor can afford to go to the National Heavy Equipment Show using the code.
Speaking of which, I got something here. Look at this.
Oh, our tablecloth. No, that's my shirt with my name on it.
No,
You
it's
got
a
a
tablecloth.
Is that underwears?
No, it's our tablecloth. There's the Paper King logo. Look at that.
Nice. What logo did you put up for you? Let's see your logo.
I gotta find it. It's pretty big here.
It's pretty big.
It might cut the
The
biggest
main one.
logo.
No, the tablecloth is pretty big, so I can't find it.
I got the biggest logo. Nice. We are set up. So we will have a tablecloth now officially.
Wow. It's blurry.
And we'll have a table.
Can you see
Will we
it if
get
my
a
face
table?
is in it? All right. Not a bad sour.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. Will we get a table though?
I have a table. I'm all
Do we
set
each
up, guys.
It's
We're all good.
BYOT.
Yeah, it is.
Do
And
we each
chairs
get
too.
do we each get our own chairs?
No, we need to bring chairs. Well, I've got 2 chairs. I'll probably try to find 2 more, just so we got matching chairs.
Matching chairs.
Do you think anyone expects matching chairs when they come to yell at you, Mike, over all your controversial topics?
I'm ready. I'm preparing my notes right now for a healthy debate with anybody that comes to our table.
When someone comes to sit down for a healthy debate, will you point at them? These are matching chairs. These chairs all match. Look at the matchingness of these chairs. I'll point it to them. Absolutely.
Okay. I was thinking about getting chair covers. That's why. I just don't know if we have enough time with like each of our logos on the chair, which would be pretty cool.
That's expensive. Holy cow.
No, it's actually not.
It's actually
It's actually pretty we'd
pretty
look
reasonable.
professional there.
So I had to prepare a plethora of documentation and photos and everything for Intrigue Media for them to do my whole new website overhaul. And I've updated my phone in the last 5 years and realized that in the last 5 years I haven't done anything cool. Like nothing extraordinary. They're all just like meh. You can really tell that the motivation to build cool shit has dropped off since getting my newest phone. There's like if I had my old phone, yeah, like inlays here and like weird stupid fucking gaudy designs and stuff and like really showcase the art aspect of it. And now it's just like large format paper patio, same border, different border, Bellagio border, like 3-piece modular, one color,
3-piece
2
modular Bellagio Vor black.
Yeah, exactly. Like nothing unique to it. So I'm like, well, this is what I have, and I couldn't figure out the. They sent me the link to the Google Drive where you're supposed to put everything in it, but I had my meeting with a bunch of them, and I acted like. Well, I didn't pretend to be smart because I'm not when it comes to all this computer stuff. I'm like, I don't know how to get the photos off my phone into this Google Drive. And the girl just ended up being like, can you just text them to me? Like, yes, I can do that.
So our website people started a WhatsApp chat and we put all the photos in WhatsApp because apparently they process it really well. WhatsApp
Really?
processes photos really well. Yeah.
Hmm.
That's how they transfer the photos around. Because much like you, I was like, yeah, I don't know how to use a fucking Google Drive. I'm scared of Google Drive.
Yeah, they must be used to this if they deal with landscapers all the time. But like, I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm smart with this stuff. I'm like,
No.
I'm just a landscaper. You're going to have to hold my hand through this whole thing. They had me setting up accounts and all this. Yeah, go ahead.
This is much like when I worked at Conperm and I walked into one of the plants and they said, "Oh, good, you're here. You can fix the Wi-Fi." I went, what leads you to believe I can fix the Wi-Fi? And they're like, well, you're the computer guy. I'm like, yeah, I sort of half-ass understand one app. Like, I don't know how to fix fucking Wi-Fi. Like, I half-ass understand one app. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I barely know how to turn on the lights. If 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 Kelly left, obviously my first problem would be the $250 warranty on my computer. That would immediately grab my attention. And then my secondary issue would be I would just be living at the same temperature no matter what it was like outside. I don't know how to work the thermostat. I don't know how to use it. I don't want to use it. I'll just live at the same temperature all the time.
Well, it could be like my wife, who, for some reason, has to open a door in the house every single fucking day, 5 different times, to burp the house because it needs fresh air for some reason.
Does the house need fresh air?
I don't think so. The last thing I need in fucking February or March or April is the door open every 5 minutes. We gotta get some fresh air in here. We can't. It's fucking freezing outside. Close the door. Close the window. It drives me wild.
Is this a mountain that you would stand on, or is this a hill to stand on, or is this just a
This
did
is
you just
this is
yeah?
I think, well, I mean, we're not getting a divorce over it, but it's something that I've
Oh,
expressed
because you
multiple
just got
times
a new
at the door.
you just scored a new computer and you don't want to put that warranty at risk.
Yeah.
So
But I'm sure I'm not the only one who does this. Like it's a thing. It's called burping the house, right?
uh so
Fresh air.
Kelly sleeps with the window wide open.
Oh, I did that once. I got sick. I got so fucking sick. I was sick for a
Yeah.
fucking week.
So Kelly sleeps with the window wide open, and that can be cold sometimes, honestly.
Uncomfortable.
Even in the winter.
Oh yeah, yeah. She loves an open window.
Unrelated, a little off topic. My mother-in-law's not going to like this story, but it
I like this
happened
story.
well before I met my wife. Anyway, I was out partying with friends in Ottawa and stuff, and I went home with this girl, and she slept with the window open. And when it was time for bed, I was on the window side, but the window was far enough that I couldn't reach it to close it, and I was piss wasted, right? I woke up, it was nowhere to lie, fucking snowing on me.
Mm.
Like, I was being snowed on, and I was so sick for a week after that.
I have a similar story from Ottawa.
Oh no, what was her name?
No,
Different
no.
girl.
No, I don't there was no girl.
Different girl.
I'm not Chad. I had a
Not
buddy.
the same one.
I had a buddy from college that after we were done college, he went to university. He went to the University of Ottawa, and we would go up to visit him and party or whatever, right? And he lived in this like condemned, like literally condemned house. And there was a lot of people living in the house, and we maybe I don't know if he'll love this story, but we went up there one night, and what we left for Ottawa, which is like 5.5 hours away, and things were good. We got to Ottawa, and he had just broken up with his girlfriend. We're like, oh, okay. So then we're sitting in the living room, and there's like half-eaten pots of macaroni and shit everywhere because it's like a flop house. It's student, like a bunch of students. So, anyways, we go out to the bar. He does not come to the bar. So now we're out with a bunch of people that we don't know at the bar, which is fine, whatever. And we come back, and he's locked himself in his room playing Blind Melon, No Rain over and over and over again. So that's happening, right? Like as loud as you can turn up a stereo. We're drunk now. We're sitting on the couches in the living room with the macaroni. I remember clearly the half-eaten pot of macaroni, and Blind Melon is blaring. And then I passed out on the floor, which is, you can imagine disgusting. I woke up in the morning, and because the house is like condemned and we didn't know what to do, the door had blown open, and snow had blown in, and I was sleeping in a snowdrift with my arm around a half pot of macaroni. I was like, this is perhaps one of the lowest moments of my life. Yeah.
Must be a landscaper thing.
It's Ottawa. Ottawa's a shithole, man.
Ottawa's a shithole. Although Orleans is
Have you
apparently one of the richest neighborhoods in Canada.
really?
Apparently, I read that somewhere. I could be wrong. That was
Have you guys
pre-ChatGPT. So,
have you guys seen the tweet from the mayor of Ottawa?
no.
Like he gave this good morning tweet from wherever he was. He took a picture and said good morning Ottawa, but it's just like desolate wasteland with Christmas trees blowing around. Like
I think he's done it on more than one occasion. And the news is asking him, why are you always taking such bleak pictures of Ottawa?
yeah, yeah. Look it up. Like tweet from mayor of Ottawa. It's fucking hilarious. There's like
Ottawa's,
there's a million people commenting afterwards and like, yeah, that's the Ottawa I knew when I went to fucking school there. It's a shit.
it's not an attractive city. Like there's not a whole lot to do. There's no culture in Ottawa. The people aren't overly nice. You know, it's not whatever.
When Paisley played soccer there, I think 3 or 4 times, and every time it was shit show in Ottawa.
Yeah.
One time it was good. The last time we went there, she played really well against the University of Ottawa, and because it was like before she went to university, and one time one of the like she played for North Toronto, so it was this like like super fancy everything. Like they used to have like, oh, before the game we're going down to the lake to have a charcuterie board party, that kind of stuff, right? And so anyways, we couldn't get into the fucking hotel parking because the truck wouldn't fit into the parking garage. So we had to go find some open parking lot in Ottawa. But on the weekend, downtown Ottawa, there's nothing's even open. It's abandoned.
Yeah.
Like the Tim Hortons wasn't open. I'm like, okay. It was fucking terrible place.
Yeah, it's not great.
Just as an aside too, Paisley had her athletic banquet and she won MVP and she won Rookie of the Year. So
Wow.
Nice.
It's pretty good to win MVP when you're the rookie, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was very proud of her. She worked really hard. It was great.
So season's over?
The season's only 12 games.
Oh,
Season's been over forever. There's a lot of practicing in between seasons. So season goes from August to October. So yeah.
August to October.
Yeah.
Oh, so once
like
school starts, it's pretty much done.
There's about so she goes to school. Last year she went to school on August 9th. And they have 2 weeks of training and they travel for their training. They play exhibition games and then the season starts. She's suspended for the first game of the second season. So she won't play. She got 3 yellow cards last year. One of them was bullshit. 2 of them were probably, actually 2 of them were bullshit, but she got 1 for yelling at the ref, but whatever. That was dumb. That was her own dumbass. Anyways, and then they play their 12 games. So, and they're done by, I think the first week of October, they're done. So, yeah. And then everyone goes to school in August. So the whole month of September, they're in school and playing. So, but she was in law and justice, but she switched to community organizing, whatever that is. She's going to get out of school and organize communities. And I'm like, you know what a degree in community organizing leads to?
The mayor of Cornwall.
Landscaping.
Landscaping.
Yeah. A degree in community organizing leads to landscaping. So,
yeah.
What is actually really neat is that our son, Nate, is his band is going to play at the Horseshoe Tavern.
Oh.
Which is kind of cool in the city. That's like an OG sort of like band spot. Like,
I've been there a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of neat that he's gonna. So he plays on the 23rd. So I don't know what we were supposed to, if we were supposed to be doing something that night, but I'm gonna try and go to that band thing with him. So see his band play. I don't know if we were supposed. Do we have engagements on the 23rd? In the evening of the 23rd?
I don't think the evening. I don't know when the event ends.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Probably not in conflict with a band at the Horseshoe Tavern.
I
No.
don't think so.
I don't think there would be a conflict with that. Maybe?
For 1,000 years, men will still say this was their finest hour.